Hello guys and welcome back to the Targaryen Dynasty series we have going on, and King Aegon II, the Dragon of the Iron Throne. So when we left off, we were in the middle of a tourney, and we are currently jousting our King's Guardsman, Sir Alan Caswell. In the last episode, not much of great importance happened in the Ways of the Realm. We're still very much in peace. We've obviously taken the Stepstones. We have been able to remove that crown from the now Lord Paramount of the Stepstones, Russ Farwind. So it seems House Farwind will have that position, which, quite honestly, I'm fine with. I mean, they are kind of the family of the Isles that is holding the border to the west, right, with Lonely Light. So they're used to being on their own in a distant island, and they'll be doing the same in the Stepstones. So that's fine. At the same time, I don't think we had anything major. I think our daughter might have been born in the last episode, which would be major if that happened. Although I don't know if it was last episode or 2 episodes ago. Either way, we have 2 daughters right now. Princess Arya, who is the heir to the throne, 8 years old. She is very good, and I would not mind at all her inheriting the throne. And her sister Rhaenys, who is only 1. So, let's go back to the joust. The tourney herald announces the competition of the next joust. You have been drawn against Sir Alan Caswell. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, and ride to the end of the list as Sir Alan does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Steady, and let's unpause. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly got your lance in a strike whilst evading their charge. Hit. You expertly struck Sir Alan with your lance right in the middle of his breastplate, causing your lance to shatter into 1,000 pieces as he's sent flying from the saddle. The crowd gives a great cheer at your victory and are relieved to see Sir Alan is unharmed. Fine hit, I must say, and very glad to see my King's Guardsman is unharmed. But pretty good that we could beat a very talented fighter like Alan Caswell. But we are no slouch, obviously, when it comes to fighting ourselves. Skilled fighter, brave, deceitful, and, you know, where is it? Where's, there it is, Blackfire. We could still give Dark Sister to someone. That is a point. Maybe to our Lord Commander. Could be. Because I don't think there's any particularly martial member of House Targaryen right now. My cousin Jacaerys. Yeah, no, he's not worthy of it. Vaegon's definitely not worthy of it. So that's 2 members, I'm 3, and then my daughters are 4 and 5. Or 4, 5. Are we missing 1? Or am I miscounting? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, because you... Mayra. Okay. Yeah, right now we don't have a Targaryen who is really worthy of wielding Dark Sister, I don't think. Besides, obviously, myself, the dragon. The tournament herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You've been drawn against Sir Eustace. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, and ride to the end of the list as Sir Eustace does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Steady. And there it is, me being declared the winner after defeating Sir Alan Caswell. And Lord Jeremy Gardner has revoked the Castle of Longwatch from the Lord of South Shield. Longwatch. Is that a smaller castle in the province of South Shield? It is. Okay, interesting that you would do that to him. He is dishonorable and is plotting. Okay. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly guide your lance into strike while evading their charge. Sir Eustace, he is a knight, but not one of great renown. And as you can see, I unhorse him pretty dutifully. His son is actually a Bar-Emin, so he married one of the lords. Or wait, a distant kinsman of House Bar-Emin. Quite far to the actual current in charge line. Been declared the winner. None can beat me, of course. Tourney herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You've been drawn against Sir Aemon Pyle. Mount your charge, take a lance from your squire to right to the ends of the list, as Sir Aemon does likewise. Then on a cue, the horses break into a gallop. Yeah, I'm not gonna persuade him to fall. I think I can beat him. Eliana revoked the High Lordship of the Red Watch from the Swans. Why is this? Revoked my... No, not you. Why is she mad at you? Devious plotter and traitor fabricated a claim on my lands. So because you made a claim on Adderdell, I'm assuming, she got mad. That's not even yours, though. She just got mad and took it. Assume someone brought her evidence. You know, big quotation marks there. that Sarissa was plotting. She seems nice enough. She has given up her high lordship. Wise of her to do that. And I've unhorsed Sir Aemon Pyle. To my liege, the chaste King Aegon, it does not escape me that several of your commanders lack formal training in military tactics. I would like to offer my services by training Robin, Pikewood, and Jacaerys in the use of advanced battlefield stratagems. Regards, Lord Edric of Sharppoint. So here's Edric Bar Aemon offering to teach Robin Stark, who's still a commander because of our war in the north. Jacaerys, I would like that for my cousin to be a better commander. And, ooh, my Lord Commander Pikewood. All these are good. Oh, he's frail, though. Don't think he's getting Dark Sister. Just because of that. I will... Oh, do I want to give him a favor? Is he on... He's not even on the council, so if he wants to be in the council, he'll muscle his way on. I'll do it. Yeah. I think I will accept. Morgan Hightower and Lord Commander were the next to joust, and it seems Sir Morgan has unhorsed the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. So he'll be in the finals against myself. Your opponent got the better of you when you met in the center of the list. Your lance merely makes a glancing blow on their armor, while their lance hits true. Oh dear. The blow from Sir Morgan Hightower's lance sends you reeling, and you struggle to stay on your horse. The crowd gasps, expecting you to fall. However, you maintain your grip, bringing your mount around the other side of the list, ready for another charge. This time I'll strike. Your opponent got the better of you when you met in the center of the lists. Yet again. Oh dear. Oh! Well, I mean, that's something to spice up the series. Surely. Wow. You know this is not right. You cannot land a blow on Sir Morgan Hightower whilst the point of his lance is aimed true on you. As it strikes, the last thing you feel is the lance slipping between a gap in your armor, impaling you. The dragon has died. Aegon Targaryen is dead. By the hands of one of his own Kingsguard. Oh my. Now, I'm not going to change anything before I die. I'm not going to, like, reassign regencies, but I do want to see what the situation is right now. Before I click that and everything goes to chaos. Robin Darkland is currently the Hand of the King and Regent. So he is set to rule over my daughter. So we will have our first queen of the series, Queen Arya. 8 years old. She's quite good. We'll have to see what happens with her. Oh. That is troubling. I don't know what kind of influence Molly Ann's gonna have on the court. But yeah. Killed by his own Kingsguardsman. To be fair, though, that's... I don't even know that that's the way the dragon should go. I was thinking that's a better way for Aegon to go than dying a natural death, seeing how much of a warrior he is. But I think he would have been better off dying in a war itself than in a jousting accident. Like, that's... Oh, what a shame. Aegon II has taken his last breath at age 29. He was unfortunately killed in a tourney joust by Morgan Hightower, never one to forgive a slight. Aegon made enemies with many people. Now he is with the gods and will not be missed by his rivals. And we've yet to have a king really reign for a long time. The little curse over the throne continues. Aegon II ruled for 22 years, and we have yet another regency. And those 22 years, I think, are the longest rule. Yeah, it's the longest rule since Aegon, the Conqueror. Aerion ruled for a year. Valerian ruled for 3. Then Vhagar ruled for 10. Aegon ruled for 18. And now he ruled for 22. And it was good rule under him. But Queen Arya, hopefully she will last. Merely 8 years old, the realm is left in the capable hands of the regent and council. Long live Queen Arya, so be it. Your grace is king. His grace King Aegon has taken his last breath. May he repose in peace. Now his heir, Queen Arya Targaryen, will take the throne and will rule the 7 kingdoms henceforth. Long live the queen. And Aegon's dragon Meraxes, obviously, has kind of gone into a rage. Built his lair in King's Landing. We will have to deal with that, but for now, do we have a dragon? We do not. So what's the situation? What do we have? We're crowned with Aegon's crown for the moment being, but I think she will probably want to design her own crown. For now, she will wear her father's crown, I guess. And, I mean, In the last regency, a man who helped us a lot was Lionel Langward. He ruled as regent. He is currently the Master of Whispers for that reason. He could see some more prominence now that we have another Regency Council, but really, the reins have been handed over to Robin Darklyn, Regent of the Iron Throne, Lord Protector right now, the Hand of the King, pretty much ruling. And you see the factions start to pop up. That's the Crown Loyalist one. But the increased council power one is quite dangerous now. Oh my. We are going to have a civil war. Female ruler and female heir. So everyone's going to have a minus 20 opinion. Plus the tyrannical stain gives minus 10. Oh god. We're on a good position. We need a new Hand of the King to a point while Robin Darklyn is ruling as regent. Jeremy Gardner could keep things relatively quiet by appointing a Lord of the Reach. Might keep him a little more loyal. We'll do it. Oversee the realm for now. Master at Arms. Jared Staunton wants to become regent, but we'll name him Master at Arms. He'll just continue to train the children, and he can't. That option seems to bug sometimes for me, so don't know what that's about, but I guess just... No, you know what? Organize the army. Yeah. The Maester is still here. Duncan. Oh, this is gonna be tough. We're probably gonna have a civil war at some point, but let's have a look. I don't think there's any male members that we can marry into. My kinsman Jaceres is betrothed. He is the closest living relative I have that I could marry. He's 12 years older than me and a R'hllor believer. I could definitely not crown him as king. I mean, I couldn't, right? He's 20 as well as a R'hllor believer. He does have a dragon, though. Will be useful when the war breaks out, if it breaks out. He does not like me much. My sister Rhaenys I'll probably have to betroth to someone. Either Rhaenys or myself to try to gain favor with him. Is House Smallwood still allied with me? He is my uncle. He does like me. Do we have a non-aggression pact? We do not. And I can't form one. Huh. But he is allied with the Reach as well. Harston does like me. He is a Targaryen loyalist. And obviously I'm his niece. We need to find ourselves a husband now. Pretty quickly. To ensure we have the loyalty of someone. Bronner does not have kids. There's no Durandons here to marry. A 10-year-old Ironwood boy. He is the grandson of the Lady of the Stormlands. Not a bad choice, all things considered. Let's look in the Vale. Oh my. The Aaron Bastard could be possible. Or the Aaron Boy, 5 years old. But I think he is set to inherit the Vale at some point. Yeah. Is she your heir? She is not. You've named her husband as your heir. So, I mean, she is the heir, anyways. So, either way, I don't really want to do that because I would take over the whole of the Vale. It's tough. We could marry into a Stark if they take me, not you. The second-born's a little young, but let's see if they would even do it. No. Because I think I could get the Aarons to let me marry Lionel, for example, who is probably the best candidate. Yeah, because he's in someone else's court. But because he's their heir, he would probably at some point break the betrothal, and this would be useless and just sour relations. And also, I would, if it worked, I'd end up taking over the entirety of the Vale, which I don't really want to do. Is there a Tully? I haven't checked the Tullys. There are a lot of Tullys. And they do seem like my best bet. Alright, so the heir to the Riverlands right now is Rhaegar, the eldest. Second-born Royce, who is also married. Third-born Stefan is 14. I think the fourth-born, Jeremy, could be good. He is closer to my age, only 4 years old. Off, a squire, trusting, poor fighter, brooding. They've got to accept this, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I will betroth myself to Jeremy Tully of the Riverlands. In doing so, probably just assure that the Tullys have my permission to pretty much rule the Riverlands, because you remember they took over that without me really being very happy about it. I had put the Baratheons in charge, and they forced it into elective with a civil war, and have taken the Baratheons out of power since. And House Baratheon is now on its last member, which is Dala. And I wasn't very happy with what the Tullys did, but I guess this is us finally acknowledging them as the rightful rulers of the Riverlands, because we really do need their support. Damn, this is not good. I'm not going to command to end any wars right now. I'm just going to try to lay low a bit. We do have money, which is good, but I can't hold feasts yet. Hopefully I can hold the coronation rather soon. Let's get going. New heir. Yep, the regent. And we've been left quite a bit of my father's wealth. As your father, King Aegon II Targaryen, has died, it now falls to you to decide whether to make the funeral a big and special event or just keep it small and private one. My father deserves to be honored with a funeral. I agree. I do think Lord Robin would agree as well. He is charitable. A family person. I don't know that that affects our specific the king. He's a gardener. I don't know. I'm just gonna go based on the charitable thing, and gregarious, so he much like parties. All the lords and ladies of the realm are invited. Yeah, we'll make it a massive funeral just to try to really introduce the new lords to the queen. All hail her grace, Arya of the House Targaryen, the first of her name, Queen of the Andals and the Rhoynar and the First Men, Lord, Lady of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. Long live the Queen. Long live the Queen, indeed. And here it is. Edmund Tully has accepted my offer for a marriage. He's given me a non-aggression pact. And, he's not in this increased council power faction. Is he in the Crown Loyalists? Because Harston is. I expect a lot of people will be leaving this soon. Russ of the Stepstones is. Who's that middle one? Eliana is, which is good. The High Septon and the Aaron. Okay. The invitations have been sent to the lords and ladies of the realm to come to the funeral. It's time to prepare for the feast and funeral itself. Guests will arrive soon. Best get on with it. Indeed. Best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar, duck, spices, wine and ale, honey for the desserts, cheeses, and perhaps even a swan or a peacock. I've read this so many times. But I will spend lavishly on food, yes. Because the regent is charitable. We'll make this a big event. But already we have lords that are going to be vying for power with the death of the king. Is there a civil war anywhere that I can command to end? Because that would get me the favor of a Lord Paramount if they were fighting with a vassal, and I could just command them to end that immediately. But no, there is not. All the guests have arrived in King's Landing, and it is now time to start the feasting to celebrate the life of King Aegon II Targaryen. Let the feasting commence. When I opened the door, I saw no one, but as I stepped aside to close it, a group of acrobats cartwheeled, somersaulted, and tumbled in, performed all sorts of tricks, and everyone watched, exploding into applause when they finished. You'd be perfect for my feast. While I am doing that, I do think I need to find someone to betroth my sister to as well, probably also matrilineally, because she's my heir. Some of my guests did not seem satisfied with the food, but I would never have thought one of them would have complained out loud. Orion said a lot of nasty stuff about the food, and I couldn't help but feel irritated. If you don't have something nice to say, shut up. There's the young queen being quite assertive with Orion Kindlin, who is not even a knight. Edric Bar Emmon has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before the court, claims that Lord Willem Aaron has subjected him to unwarranted and false blackmail and demands justice and recompense for the slight on his honor. I'll get to that in a little second, but first, who can I marry my younger sister off to? Yeah, the Durandons just have no one. I really don't want to marry the Gardeners, but they are the new hands of the king. He would be a way of uniting the Reach and the West, but there's no way. There's no... yeah, look at that. Is there a younger errand boy? Lionel. Oh, wait, no, he's the heir. Damn it. I don't think there's any errands. Did I not check the Martells? I don't think I did. Apologies, they actually do have our blood. But there are no Martells either. She was the last member of her family. Damn. There's really no major lords. We've already gotten our alliance with the Tullys, and that's pretty much it. That has someone to marry to. So I guess Rainey's for now. I mean, there's the Tully again, an Ironwood. This is the Ironwood with Baratheon blood? No. Or with Durandon blood, sorry. That is the one, yeah. I think he might be the best bet. 10. So who's the heir to the Stoneway? Your sister is. Cognatic elective. Oh, it's elective. Okay, but yeah, he might be my best bet because he is a Durandon grandson. So I suppose I'll do that. You'll be betrothed to Rhaenys. And let's look at this petition. So he says Willem is subjecting him to blackmail. Now we want the favor of Willem. And one thing I didn't notice while looking at a region is he's arbitrary. So he's not necessarily going to look for a just path. He might just look for what's more beneficial to us. And that's definitely to support the Lord Paramount. So, Lord Paramount Willem's clearly not guilty of these accusations. We're going to gain some favor with him. Lambert Brax has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing to present a petition before the court. And, he wants Harston, my uncle, arrested for something. Of course I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to arrest my uncle, the Lord of the Westerlands. That would erupt the realm into civil war. He's got the alliance with the Gardeners. It would be chaos. Lionel Flint has used his attendance for the feast in King's Landing, present a petition for justice before the court, claims that Sir Laurent made an attempt on the life of one of his kinsmen. This I can do. He's just a random knight, dishonorable, known for doing this, and I can easily arrest him to kind of show that I'm just and whatnot. You know, just flaunting, basically, our power. He must be arrested and made to answer for this. We've got him in chains now. At the feast, Sir Clement cut the throat of one of the servants when the clumsy man spilled Tyroshi pear brandy over his garb. Clement is a random knight in my court, married to Kira Painter. Should we imprison him? A lot of people would actually not like it, because it says imprisoned fellow vassal, but he's not. So I do think Robin, ever the gregarious person, he's quite patient, charitable. I think he'll pay the servants. Yeah, I think he'll pay them off to hide what's happening. And to not ruffle any feathers. He doesn't want any big scenes at the funeral, obviously. He wants things to go swimmingly. He wants Arya to be liked. Tristan Stokeworth has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that Sir Jocelyn Vance sullied his honor by having illicit relations with his wife behind his back, demands recompense for the slight. Who would this be? Jocelyn Vance. He did do that. Pay just recompense. You committed much gold to this extravagant feast. In particular, the guests were impressed with a large centerpiece on the dais table. Represented a green lawn surrounded with large peacock's feathers and green branches, to which were tied violets and other sweet-smelling flowers. In the middle of this, a fortress was placed, covered with silver. The fortress was hollow and formed a sort of cage in which several live birds were shut up, their tufts and feet being gilt. On its tower, which was gilt, the banners of House Targaryen were placed. It was worth the coin, I agree. More prestige for ourselves. The funeral. Amidst a throng of people, the body of the dead, freshly cleaned and prepared for the fires to come, is carried to the temple and proceeded up the steps into the facade. There the body is laid in state so the family and friends of the dead can say their farewells, place a teary kiss upon the forehead of the body, recollect about days' past glories, or simply look upon the figure and weep. When each has had their turn to mourn, the body is hoisted onto the pyre, solemn prayer is told over it, and a lighting torch is presented to the queen. As the gathered crowd quiets, the torch is put to the kindling, and the body of King Aegon II burns away. By the morn, the ashes are collected and interred within the temple. So it is done. King Aegon II Targaryen was unfortunately killed in a tourney joust by Morgan Hightower. He was a man who was known to be most courageous. He was a well-respected swordsman. Being one of the more capable in history, Aegon wielded the famous Valyrian Steel's greatsword, Blackfire, once the weapon of Aegon the Conqueror. And he also wielded Valyrian's steel sword, Dark Sister, one of the ancestral blades of House Targaryen, and famously was known to be a dragon rider. So it is done, and that actually brings up another point I wanted to mention while they accept my marriage. What do we do with Morgan Hightower? I mean, it was an accident, right? But it was... He killed the king, and he is the Kingsguard. Something surely must be done. Do we imprison him? And it's tyrannical. It is tyrannical, but I don't know. Should we imprison him, maybe? Because he did... Again, he killed the king. I mean, I think this for sure excludes any possibility of him ever becoming Lord Commander. And, I don't know what we should do. For now, I'll just leave him here, but if you guys have any ideas, maybe you think we should imprison him or plot to kill him or something, I don't know. Please do leave it in the comments, because it's an interesting situation. People would not be particularly happy, it seems, if we imprisoned him, because they would consider it tyrannical, since it was an accident. But again, he's, you know, the king's shield, essentially, and he killed him. So, very difficult situation there. Laurent complaining about the dark cells in his dungeon, let him rot, and actually let's bring him to trial. And there's a marriage here. Arteria Langward, who we betrothed, obviously as a favor to our good friend Lord Lionel. Harold will one day... not Harold. Harold will one day rule, though. Langward Hall. And his sister Arteria is set to be his heir. So her being married to a Targaryen is a great honor, of course. Let's arrange that marriage still. Arteria Langward to my kinsman Jacaerys. Sir Laurent has demanded a trial by combat and summoning his champion at King's Landing. He will remain in the dungeon until then. Very well. The guards drag Laurent up from his cell and throw him at your feet. I've come for justice, he says. By right of birth and blood, I demand a trial by combat. You have that right. I'll select someone to stand for her queen. Or for his queen. No. I kind of wanted Morgan Hightower to be an option here, because I'd probably select him, because if he dies, you know, it's kind of a win. He lives, it's also kind of a win. Below the waters, I could send the Pentoshi. He's not that good a fighter. I could send Harbor Tarth, who's also not great. He is currently a bit sick. Lawrence stands a pretty good chance, actually. I thought he'd lose here for sure. But I suppose I will have to send Tarth. Despite being sick, he steps forward. I will stand for you, your grace. Fight well, Sir Harbert. Lorne has been defeated at the hands of Sir Harbert. His final plan failed, and he does have a pretty bruised eye there. Gods are in my favor. There's the marriage going through. He's been found to be guilty by the gods. What punishment shall he receive? The law dictates the council must decide your fate. Yeah. This is the one. And probably execute him. Does everyone agree? Everyone on the council votes yes. What about banishing? Everyone would also be fine with that. But he lost the trial by combat, so he will be beheaded. A knight of no name, no wife of importance, no family. He just served the Lord of the Crag and got into some shenanigans. Got himself executed before the crown. Uh-oh. Your grace is a dragon rider of great renown. I do not see it in my own self-interest to marry Arteria Langward, so I must regretfully decline to fulfill this marriage. Signed, Sir Jacaerys. Was this ever matrilineal? No. Yeah, I'll definitely allow them to keep the family name. There you go. So he's been able to keep the marriage, as long as their children keep the Targaryen name. So we've been able to talk sense to Jacaerys. That would have been a little diplomatic incident. You know, the older male, like, cousin refusing the young queen something. Because he's a viable heir, obviously. He's 20. He's a dragon rider. He's very much a full-blooded Targaryen. And he's also a man. So, you know, a lot of lords might like the idea of Jacaerys in charge. You can't give him too much free reign here. Jeremy Gardner has tried to have Lyman Footley of Tumbleton arrested, but failed to apprehend him. Lord Lyman saw the futility in rebellion, however, to travel to Highgarden to seek justice in person. Brave move. Very brave, if not a little foolish as well. Write on behalf of the bank to express the consternation at the actions of your bannerman, Lord Lyman Footley. He has just been imprisoned. I will issue a reprimand. I would pay for other people, but not for him. He's just been imprisoned. Like, just now. Uh-oh. And there's a Mayra for the Iron Throne faction. Why would you want this? Edmund Tully actually leads it. Despite the fact that if I rule, his son would rule as king. He wants my cousin Mayra in charge? Beyond me. Guess he wants to betroth her normally to his eldest son or something. He wants even more. Is what we'll say. The Tullys are greedy. Greedy bastards. Even if they don't have the trait. He has the backing of the North, as well as the Lord of the Great Fork. Lord Burney. And the Crown Royalist faction is still pretty strong. If we went to war, we would have the Vale, we would have the Stepstones, we would have the Stormlands, and the Westerlands all guaranteed to join us. So I think we would have the power. That right there is 80,000 men against 87,000 of the rebels. Then we would see where the Gardeners would go, the Martells. There'd be a couple of still Lord Paramounts to pick. But it's a dangerous faction there. There's a faction for Jacaerys already, led by the Lord of Byford, and increased council power has a bit of backing as well. Travelers bring rumors of fire and blood. Oh no. Oh, it's Tallfire, thank God. I thought she tamed Meraxes. But, one of the dragons in Mantares has been tamed again. Good for them. I have seen Balon looking at my new wooden toy animals. I could let him play with them, which can lead to affection, or yes, I have nicer toys than him, and we become rivals. I think she's quick. I don't think she can make a rival of him. Yeah, let him play with him. Balon and me played all day with my toys. Let's play again soon. We become friends, where it's so nice to share with others. I become affectionate and friends. I mean, I think the other one was naturally something she would do, not necessarily cruel. I don't know here. Play again soon. Or basically just become kind. The region isn't particularly kind. I don't think he influences this much. Does she like sharing? Maybe. Why not? Let's say yes. Your Grace, have collected the ample tax revenue in King's Landing. Great. My liege, I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspirational factions. The Lord Gardener. He is in the increased council power. If the proper leverage is obtained, how do you wish to proceed? Should we listen to Lord Lionel and obligate the Hand of the King to kind of stay loyal? I think we might have to. The threat of civil war looms, and if we can kind of strong-arm him into one of our factions, that'd be good. Honored Queen, thank you for reminding me of my duties and obligations as your vassal. You are right, of course. For the foreseeable future, you have my promise not to support factions conspiring against you. Signed, Lord Jeremy Gardner of the Reach. Very good, and that's very nice. We'll lower the increased council power faction as soon as he's gone. Just give it a bit. He's still there. Did he trick me? Get out of there. Come on. He's still in the faction. Oh, there he goes. Alright. And Lionel is now... Oh, wait, no, he's still in the faction. He's not left. But Lionel is saying, oh, people left the Crown Loyalist faction. Lionel left the Crown Loyalist faction. Or no, not Lionel. Is his name Lionel? The Lord of the Westerlands. Hurston. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, no, he's the leader. Okay, that's still fine. But we could obligate Lord Edmund. We'll definitely do that as well. Honored Queen, thank you for reminding me of my duties. Great. Very good. Yeah, and he's immediately left that faction. Whereas he's still conspiring. The Gardeners, you just can't trust them. But that's very good news. Seems one of the Lord Paramounts did leave this faction, Lady Durandon. But I'm going to end this episode here. There is an independence faction now forming with the Lord of the Iron Isles at its front. Surprise, surprise there. But, wow, we have a new ruler, a queen. I really did think Aegon would be able to rule for some time, that he would live, but we've got a curse or something on the throne because kings keep just dying. All in kind of their own different ways, which is really kind of interesting, to be fair. They all keep dying differently. Some assassinated, some with stress, some with cancer, and now one from the Joust. We'll see how good Queen Area is, and if we can bring some stability to the realm. Already we have some big players in the council, in the Regency Council, bring stability pretty well. Lord Robin's doing a good job, kind of playing to the Lord Paramounts, obviously being very arbitrary, and just gaining favor with him. So far, he's doing a really good job, Lord Darkland. If we make it through this unscathed, then the realm is still peaceful at the end of the Regency. Probably have to reward his house in some way. Not necessarily him, because he's quite old. But, who knows? They have kids. We could have a marriage, eventually, with someone from our house. Yeah, potentially. And, as well, a man who helped us in our last Regency Council, already helping us again. Where is he? Good old Lionel Langward. In fact, I'm gonna give you a gift. You're so great. He is helping me so much. We do need a new cupbearer. Harston Smallwood, my uncle. No one better for the job. And a new King's Justice. The Patoshi Below the Waters could be named for that job. Could go with Clement as well. Let's go with Clement. He's the man who killed one of our servants. He does seem quite ruthless and cruel. He should carry out the job without any remorse. But, yeah, as I was saying, Lionel Langward already helping us. Strong-arming a couple of Lord Paramounts into leaving factions pretty effectively. He ensured that Lord Tully, obviously my future father-in-law, will not be conspiring against us, which is good. And he also ensured the same of Lord Gardner, the Hand of the King, although he doesn't seem to be filling his end of the bargain. But still, very interesting stuff as we come back to the series. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, do like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.